I know it is absolutely peculiar for a Dark Lord to be giving a discourse on kindness. I promise it will be short. Most of my videos are short. Uh, I suppose I'd be a good candidate for TikTok, except I have no clever jokes about TikTok. I would probably be making jokes about clocks, meta information. When I was much younger, I actually was at one point younger than the 117 that I clearly look. I collected jokes, and I've got like 20 or 30 clock jokes rattling around inside of my hat. Some of those jokes are speakable, the rest reasonably not so. And the long and the short of it is that I think being on a platform called TikTok would be terrible for the parts of my brain which reproduce ancient and unloved jokes pretty much whenever I let my guard down. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. Neither am I here to talk to you about the importance of an important hat, or if possible, two important hats. I would like to thank Bard and Jester, the amazing people, they're not sponsoring this video, I just think they're amazing, who handmade these two chapeaux. Don't tell them I did that. Usually I'm able to get things off of my head easily, but I think staying in camera and trying to get the hat did not work. Bard and Jester made these, not this. I was going to put it on top of the other two, but it seems silly now. They made these for us, and they shipped them to the United States from faraway Europe. So for the first time, I have an absolute handmade European hat. Oh, look at my hair. I have an absolute handmade European hat. And I wanted to talk in the 3 or so minutes that we have remaining about the quality of mercy, about kindness as a strategy. Now, when I say kindness as a strategy, that is not to say that it should be employed by people who don't have kindness or don't feel kindness. I don't know if anyone is completely that way. I'm not an expert. I have known some sociopaths. I'm not one myself. But even they certainly knew lots of kinds of kindness, but I digress. That kindness can be heartfelt, can be something you want to do, need be no artifice, but is absolutely an important strategy. Let me give a quick note. And it is an important note that I say this briefly, because one of the people who said bad things to and about me has in the past couple of days come under fire for something bad that this person has done. Now, something bad this person is accused to have done. Even I fall into that word trap once in a while. Now, I don't know the details. I would want to talk to the person about the details, but given what I do know, I think the allegation is incredibly unlikely. I think it's unbelievably unlikely that the person did that thing in that way for the reasons that are being ascribed. And yes, I know that's vague, but really, that is kind of how we tend to view things when we want to get mad at them these days. We say, oh no, there's not enough extra strength broccoli pill in this container of broccoli pills you can't see because it appears to just be sort of a beam of white light. There's not enough broccoli in here. The reason there isn't enough broccoli must be there's not enough profit in broccoli. I am going to start a campaign to yell at them on Twitter, to yell at the company on Twitter, tell them to put more broccoli in even if it hurts their profits. I'm saying that these things follow a formula and there are so many fail points. What if it's actually very high in the broccoli supplements it claims to be in, and someone doesn't interpret it well or is lying to you? What if it's not a matter of cost, but a matter of health? Too much broccoli and you grow hair all over your arms, something like that. Who knows? There are so many choke points. Well, this person is accused of having worn something not appropriate in a setting that some would say would be extremely appropriate for wearing, say, something, the most horribly villainous stuff you could wear, and where some people would say, no, we should know enough that knowing that villainous stuff will scare us. And then having responded, and this is complete hearsay, I've seen nothing to back it up, but responded in a way that is horrible in the real world. And, I kind of wondered if I'd be feeling some Schadenfreude, that thing that we think we know how to define that I expect actual German speakers probably could define better. That feeling you get of a certain happiness, a certain enjoyment of knowing someone who has hurt you is hurt. It's a real thing. I've seen it mostly up till the 90s as sort of comedy or something ironic. And now I don't see it much at all, possibly because we have gone from the idea that sometimes when someone who hates you gets hurt, you feel a little satisfaction, but also it's not good to, if someone has hurt you, destroy their presence from the universe. But I was talking about the reverse, kindness. And I'll be very brief. That it is kindness which will help us, not unmitigated kindness, nor am I suggesting either theologically or as a personal ethical imperative that if one is smitten upon one cheek, to paraphrase, turn the other cheek, that the other cheek might be smitten rather than hurt someone else. Not how I was taught, not what I personally believe. I do believe in not throwing the first punch in general, but that's a longer story. We are very, very able to increase the degree to which we make the entire internet unpleasant. We have never been able to pollute on this scale. Now, you can have various discussions of how much humankind or anything else has polluted things, has made them worse in the physical world, but we cannot possibly at this point ignore how horrible things can be in the cyber world, that it's a boon and it's a power and it's a superpower, that the internet and its accompanying things are spectacular. They're just also probably the most polluted, the most attacked, the most universally harmed place, because every single moment that you're alive and on the internet, you can participate in a tragedy of the commons somewhere. A tragedy of the commons is if there are a bunch of flowers in the municipal park, one person picks one flower, even though they're not supposed to, probably won't matter. But then if lots of people see the one person's example, or if lots of people just do it independently, they can pick all the flowers, and there will still be more people without flowers than with flowers, and there will be no flowers in the park because one person or a group of one persons, a group of individuals, a bunch of different individual people all decided to do that. And I'm hardly unguilty of it. I don't think anyone is unguilty of it. There's a question of how one ought to respond to provocation. I'm not saying you should be kind towards those who hurt you. I'm saying that you should recognize the possibility of kindness, that there are people who might be willing to talk, that if we make that a baseline, then you can have discussions and have them in good faith and improve that situation. Now, for me, I have personally gone to another extreme and say people who refuse to talk to me have no validity in their views. It's not that I actually discount whatever their views are. If you tell me that the earth is made of green cheese and the moon is made of blue cheese, and together they're supposed to be part of a cosmic pizza, I will not have faith in what you say, but I'll look at the literature if you show it to me. If we're able to talk to each other, we should show each other a little kindness, a little courtesy, and a little questioning. It's very, very easy to rush to a judgment of anyone or anything, jump on one side, and be completely right in the eyes of the people who will never see anything but that side of the argument. It's very, very easy to be right when you say there's a right and there's a wrong, and you say we're going to show you right people doing right things, and then anything that we have that looks bad will be wrong people doing wrong things. It's just not actually good for making sense of the universe. Be kind to each other, relatively speaking, because we really are walking difficult paths, as the quote goes. And also remember, not long from now, the great old ones will rise up out of the sea and swallow us all. And at that point, you'll really regret some of the petty stuff you said about the person who took your parking space, or the person who outbid you on eBay, that's still a thing, or the person who got a copy of one of my books and then didn't share it with you. But I digress. My name is Jeff Mack. You can Google my works to find all kinds of interesting things about me, including my books, and lots of people saying that I'm a horrible person. I don't take it lightly. It's just better to joke about it than be over heavy about it. And I run evilexpo.com and www.guiltandfanfare.com. And I'm going to have to, some people spoke up during the broadcast. I'll thank you all. Corey, Bob, and Ruby, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who listened. I will be back. I am Jeff Mack, Dark Lord. 1 second. I should know how to do this. Look at this. Check out www.evilexpo.com. Viva Fry likes to conclude his broadcast by saying, most of all, stay safe, take care, family, look out for yourself, and I would add, and wear a cool hat if at all possible. Thank you all, and good night. It's still not ending the broadcast. It's hilarious.